Okay, we're back here, and for the first time since we took over, the San Francisco Giants are in the playoffs. We finished at a 92 and 70 record, right around where the season prediction was. We finished the season okay, nothing great, nothing terrible. About on par. We struggled a bit in September. You can see the losses started to pile up a bit, but August was a decent month. Overall, just around what we'd expect. I mean, we can look at the expanded standings. Wow, Houston got unlucky. Texas got really lucky. I don't know if I've seen that big of a differential between the top two before. So we finished right where we should have, Pythagorean wise. And Dodgers got a little lucky, but they're still a much better team than us. The winner of this game does get to get the honor of facing off against the LA Dodgers in what will be a really tough series. We have the Philadelphia Phillies, who I haven't looked at their roster yet, but one thing's for sure, they have a dominant pitcher in Aaron Nola, who isn't starting due to him starting the final day of the season. That's kind of stupid, but I'm not complaining. They definitely would not have pitched him on the final day of the season, but I am not complaining. Their lineup is carried by Bryce Harper and Rhys Hoskins. They're both very good players. They hit a lot of home runs. They were first in that department, but their bullpen is definitely their weakest point. You can see here, after Aaron Barrett, who's definitely their go-to late inning guy, and even Franklin Kalame, who looks like he was a starter. So yeah, he started most of the season. If we can get to their bullpen in an even game, our bullpen will win this game. I'm pretty confident in that. We finished with the second best bullpen ERA. We finished with the second best bullpen ERA, and I don't know. I'm fairly confident going into this game. We have Kershaw on the mound. I shut him down for his last two starts, maybe. When we had clinched our spot in the playoffs, I wasn't risking losing Kershaw, so he hasn't been great to close the season. He had a bunch of rough games, but he's obviously deserving. So, one more addition we made is we have Terrence Gore on our team. He was we signed him on a minor league deal. I saw him in our minor league system. I added him to the 40-man the day before the season closed, and I decided to put him on the team. He will only be used as a pinch runner, but that can be, really valuable in the playoffs. So I figured, why not toss him on the team, especially when we have pinch hitters and guys that can fill in his role even after he pinch runs. So anyway, I'm gonna get into this game. I saw one lineup change I'm gonna want to make. Yeah. I'm gonna move Justin Williams in for Steven Duggar. Duggar's been cold, but Duggar's also been pretty good this year, so we're gonna keep him in. Oh, they are starting Aaron Nola. Okay. So a matchup between probably maybe not, Kershaw might not have been the best, but two of the best starters in all of baseball this season. You can see our lineup pretty star-studded. We have the advantage at pretty much every spot except Harper. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, I should say, my plan for this postseason is if we do pull out the victory, then this is just going to be a short episode, and I'm going to do the NLDS in the next episode. If we can't seem to win, then we will advance to the offseason, simulate the whole playoffs, see how those shake out, and then leave it off at the beginning of the offseason. So starting off here, we can kind of take our time with this game, maybe even go batter by batter. JP Crawford grounds out, and our first Bryce Harper's first appearance is a ground out, and now we are on the other side. Rizzo gets a leadoff double. I don't know if that was an error or what, but Manny down the line to first. Now Juan Rangel trying to drive in the first run, and he does just that as we take a 1-0 lead here in the first as Yoan Moncada grounds out to the second baseman, Kinergy. Kershaw looks good here early as Nick Williams is going to take him deep to left field and gone. Nick Williams ties the game on a solo shot. The former Giant Evan Longoria lines out to Manny, and Odubel Herrera sends him to deep left field. Do they have 2 in 1 inning? And they do. Kershaw getting tagged for 2 long balls in this inning, as Jake Lamb is going to single right up the middle. And Posey sends one to deep left field. Do we have 3 home runs in 2 innings? And we do. Buster Posey puts the Giants back on top as a liner into the gap. That could be 3. And it's a safe 2 as Justin Williams gets into scoring position here, and Steven Duggar will line out to the third baseman, or ground out. Now Kershaw on with 1 out. I'm going to let him hit here, and he's going to move the runner over, bringing in Rizzo with a chance for an RBI, and he will fly out. Kershaw sits Nola down. Kershaw gives up a single. Oh, he's going. Oh, nope. He rounded first a bit there. And he's taking here, and he is safe with a stolen base as he walks Crawford here. Harper strikes out, and now all he has to do is get by Hoskins, but he can't do it as that goes right up the middle for a run, and the game is back to tied as Nick Williams sends one into the gap, and Kershaw is struggling here as he gives up 2 more runs. We're going to have to get someone up. We get Hildenberg and Knievel up. Kershaw just getting hit around here early as another one down the line, and Kershaw just a rough performance for the former Cy Young winner. We're going to go to Hildenberg next inning. As Manny sends one deep to center, and that's going to be a double for Manny. And that's a ground out. Moncada up. Moncada going to pop one out. And Lamb to the right side. That gets through. Manny will head home. And Manny will be safe, cutting their lead to 2. Posey smacks one to right field, but that's going to be the third out. We're going to go to Hildenberger here. I just don't feel like I can risk it at this point. Oh, I did not put him in. Well, now Kershaw can probably face Nola. We'll let Kershaw face Nola, and Nola's going to pop one fairly deep. Hopefully he can get past Kinergy, and he does just that, so he does give us 1 more inning, whether we asked him to or not. I might let him face Crawford and Harper just for the lefties, but I don't know. We'll see. As Justin Williams going to ground out to Kinergy. Duggar takes strike 3, and now we're not going to let him face him because his spot has come up in the lineup. I think we're going to go to Shaw here. And Shaw's going to pot. Oh, that must have been an error. Shaw definitely should not have gotten on there. As Rizzo lines one, but Kinergy's playing there. So we're going to bring in Brad Hand now. Brad Hand walks Harper. Not a big problem. We're going to warm up Diaz. Hoskins grounds into the inning-ending double play. Probably going to let Hand go against Williams and then bring in Diaz. As Manny strikes out. Rangel slaps one to right and Harper makes the play. We're going to now put Diaz back in the bullpen. And Moncada reaches safely. Alfaro has too good of an arm to really test him here. And that's going to be strike 3, so strikeout for Hand. Hand comes in and pitches pretty well. Now we're going to move on to Diaz. He's going to walk, and he's going to get out of that inning pretty easily. So Aaron Nola has settled in a bit, and that's troubling because where we wanted to take this team was against that bullpen. And now we have reached it. Davis coming in. Eric Davis, definitely a rough pitcher. Question is, do we pinch run for Posey here and then move Will Smith into that catcher role? That wouldn't be a terrible idea, but I think we're just going to leave it for now as we get another single. With Steven Duggar up against Eric Davis. He's anything but a double play, and that's going to be a wild pitch, putting the tying run in scoring position here. And that's going to cut the deficit to 1. And I think we're going to pinch hit Pilar. Maybe Urias, honestly. I don't know. This is a tough decision here. We're going to pinch hit Pilar. And we're going to warm up. Probably warm up Betances. The top of the 7th. And probably Tyke to face off against Crawford and Harper. So Pilar up here. They're playing the infield in. And Pilar lines one into the gap over the head of the second baseman. And that's going to tie the game. Pretty crazy string of events here. Now Pilar on. I'm going to pinch run Terrence Gore. With 1 out in the top of the lineup. Yeah, we're going to pinch run Terrence Gore here. We're going to try and steal second with Gore. That's exactly what he does. Thinking about trying to swipe third here, but Davis has been pretty bad. And Rizzo shows us why we don't need to. As Rizzo goes yard, we are smacking this bullpen around as I thought we would, as they have to bring in Daniel Colombe. And Colombe gives up a single right off the bat, and now Juan Rangel facing his first lefty of the game. We'll see how he handles that. Things are looking much better here as when Juan Rangel bloops one into center field for a single. Now Moncada up. Moncada lines one, but Moncada, everybody is safe. A 3-run lead for the Giants as Jake Lamb is now up. Jake Lamb will ground into the... Oh, he beats out. He beats out the double play, and this inning is still alive. And that should do it. Yep. So a big 6th inning there for the team. As soon as they brought in that bullpen, we took advantage as now Dylan Betances is on. And Dylan Betances does what Dylan Betances does. As we are now going to bring in Taiki. That is the last lefty we have, so, but we wanted the last lefty to face these two. He gets through it pretty easily. Williams goes down on strikes. Is Morgan good? Nope, Morgan's been really bad as well. And that's why, as he gives up a very deep single, and that will be a double. Do we let Taiki hit here? I do want to let Taiki go another inning. We don't really have great pinch hitters available, but I don't know. We also have the top of the 8th. I think we can get through this with Hildenberg and Knievel. And then obviously Fernandez to close it down. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to warm up Hildenberg. And we're going to pinch hit Will Smith. Will Smith strikes out. And Rizzo strikes out. So didn't end up really helping us. So we bring in Trevor Hildenberg. And he strikes out Rice Hoskins as the former Giant Joe Panic pinch hits here and lines one to center for a single. Should have Julian Fernandez warmed up just in case, as Corey Knievel as well. As that's going to be a bloop single here. Things looking a little rough here for Hildenberg as Odubel Herrera goes down on strikes. Now Alfaro, do we let Hildenberg pitch to Alfaro? I'm a little worried he's just going to give up a home run. Oops. You need to make the zone for where you're subbing your pitcher in a little bigger. So we're going to... Oh my goodness. This is not a good look for... Yes. Thank you. Just bringing in Julian Fernandez. And Julian Fernandez gives up a pretty deep pop out there. As Nick Pivetta, the starter, comes in the 8th inning. Maybe he can slow this offense down a bit. And he does just that as he gets 3 outs. Now Julian Fernandez with a chance to make his name, and he gets his first out. Kinergy grounds to Machado, and Machado makes the throw. Now 1 out remaining. And he grounds to the third baseman, and Jake Lamb throws him out, and we do pull out the victory. It was just a case of that bullpen. We said that's where we would get to him, and that's exactly what we ended up doing. Kershaw struggled big time. Nola didn't exactly shut us down, but then Eric Davis and Daniel Colombe came in and saved the day for us, and our bullpen was absolutely lights out. Really not a lot of issues. Um, yeah, they gave up 2 hits, 3 walks, and had 6 strikeouts and no earned runs. So pretty dominant performances all around. So this episode is going to be pretty short. We will preview this matchup up against the Dodgers, but other than that, um, this episode will be over. And here we are. This is going to be, I mean, if we can get past them, we'll get past anybody. Um, this team is really good. This team is really, really good. Oh, I forgot to mention that Yadier Alvarez, I think, he tore an elbow ligament, or he tore his labrum, which is just brutal. He was playing so well. He was going to be in this postseason rotation, probably pitching against his former team, but it's the way she shakes out. So we can look at this Dodgers team. Not a lot of weaknesses. I guess they hit less home runs than the Phillies, but they definitely don't. They definitely have a more consistent bullpen. They're first in runs scored, thanks in large part to the dominant bat that is Corey Seager. He had a 9-win season this year, straight 1,000 OPS, not a dime less. Has led the league in WAR the past 3 seasons. Is definitely the best player in all of Major League Baseball. Hopefully he's not on their team next year. Justin Turner's had himself a year to remember. We had a chance to get him too. AJ Pollock has been really good. Not quite what he was with the Yankees last year, but not far off. Bellinger, I mean, just top to bottom, this lineup is really scary. Like I want to have guys that I'm not terrified of, but Alex Verdugo, like guy hits 311 dingers this season. I mean, he can even hit one on you. Brian McCann, even the 36-year-old catcher, comes in with a 1-win season, 758 OPS, hits for power. I think they platoon. No, they don't. Toward the end of the season, they were platooning him and Kybert Ruiz. They had Brandon Belt off the bench. This team is just terrifying. Pitching-wise, they did lose Walker Buehler in the season, which is going to help us, but, I mean, the nice thing is they don't actually have any lefty bullpen pieces except Scott Alexander, who I think started for them. No, he was a bullpen piece the whole year, but there's Kenley Jansen doing Kenley Jansen things. Alex Wood's been solid. Jesus, his walks per 9, he does not walk anybody this season. Kenta Maeda. I don't know, their starters look like we could get to them. It looks like they've been good, but not big enough names to hold that up. I mean, Brandon McCarthy shouldn't be as good as Brandon McCarthy's been. But I don't know. It's tough to find a weakness with this Los Angeles team. They have just that lineup is just absurd. There's really no safe space. I think we're gonna have Stratton up against them, which is always fun. And Gillorn next game. Well, anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode.